went down to North Carolina just got back to the shop. Dude hit me up about a BMX dude named Tim Whitehart. Passed away in, I think they said 2000. But these were his bikes that his aunt and uncle had. And they said there was no better place to have them than the Powers BMX Museum. But the story gets crazier as it goes on. They hit me up, it's probably been a few months ago now, they were like, we're gonna bring them up, and then stuff happened, they couldn't make it, and then I was like, oh, one of my customers can come in, pick them up, and then that didn't pan out, and then finally I was just like, oh, like, where in North Carolina are you? Oh, you're only 2 hours away, let me just drive down there and pick them up. So, we drove down, pick them up. There's some cool bikes. Got to talk to his uncle for a while. Look at these cages. And then, pretty sure this is a very early GT Cruiser. It's unstamped. But the bikes are sick, but it gets even cooler because of the story that came along with everything. Has estate plates or district plates that went on the bikes. His old toolbox. And then we were talking. He pulled out his old MBL card, and then we're like looking, pulled out this photo, and then I'm like looking at the bike really close, and I'm like, that's the same brake lever, those are the same same pedals, and I'm like, that's probably the exact same bike he was riding in this photo. And then I'm down here looking, Tim Whitehart, Stephen Toth, and I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking, Stephen Toth, like, and I pull up Shopify on our phone and I'm typing his name, and he just ordered 5 days ago from us. So I texted him, sent him this photo, and I was like, Steve, is this you? And he called me, or he texted me right back, said yeah. And then I FaceTimed him, and then Stephen got to talk to his uncle. Stephen, I guess him and Tim raced all over the East Coast together. And this is from 1992, Bicycles Today. So if anybody has one of those issues, please, let's get it over here. But yeah, Steven, I called him on FaceTime. Steven got to talk to his uncle. Steven didn't realize that Tim has passed away. His uncle was just like so moved about his bikes coming to the museum. On top of that, like finding Stephen Toth just ordered from us 5 days ago. Like if they would have brought these bikes up over a month ago when we first started talking, or like our buddies would have came and brought them up, like we would have never put this together because Stephen just placed an order 5 days ago. And then as we're on FaceTime with Stephen, he leans over and pulls out the number plate, the number 33 number plate he was riding in this photo. I was like, oh my God, like this is so Twilight Zone. Yeah, so that's pretty sick, kind of crazy story. The old toolbox is sick with the old number or old stickers on it. There's some old tools, not too much BMX stuff in here. There's some chain rings, but like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. We just built wheels for Steven's son, and then picked up a bike that his buddies raced together in the early 90s.
That's crazy.
Kind of crazy.
R.I.P.
So if you got stories from Tim Whitehart, he raced all through the 90s, North Carolina, please hit us up with it, and we'll forward them.
Put them in the comments.
We'll forward them to his family, and they would be so stoked to hear them. Thank you.
Justin guys, they look kind of like trogs, but too thick. I think they're the set on eBay like these.